Jai Hind and welcome to Team MND The Futurist. Today's update is on whether an attack on Iran could happen in the near term, particularly tied to Trump's May deadline for negotiations over its nuclear program. Now, that's certainly a complex one that hinges on a mix of current military posturing, historical context, political strategy, and global ramification. Now, let's break it down systematically, drawing on the broader geopolitical dynamics and the tangible US military buildup. Now, such a conflict, we have certainly critically assessed the likelihood and the implications of this conflict. Now, as tensions simmer in the Middle East, all eyes are certainly on Israel and by extension on Donald Trump. Now, the former president, known for his unpredictability and taste for, theatrics, may soon find himself at the center of a global standoff, not by choice, but certainly by the circumstances. Now, behind the scene, Israeli policymakers are also growing restlessness. Intelligence circles suggest that Israel is confident in its own security calculus and that's prepared to act alone if need be. Now, the pressure is mounting on Washington, and Trump, ever concerned with the appearances of strength, might find himself cornered. His close advisor, Mr. Ron Dermer, reportedly believes that Trump is inching closer to backing or even participating in a strike against Iran's nuclear infrastructure. But there's certainly one flip side. There's a flip side, one that complicates the entire calculus. Why Trump might hesitate. First, there's the anti-war identity Trump has carefully cultivated. His voter base, particularly the America First segment, expects him to keep the US out of all these endless foreign, entanglements. Launching a major offensive against Iran would contradict this narrative that he has pushed for years, one where he is the deal maker who ends war, now starts them. Now, a second term war in the Middle East could also dominate his presidency, alienating both isolationist and independence. Now, then, there's certainly diplomacy in motion. Indirect talks through Oman are still alive, and Iran's foreign minister Abbas Araghchi has also signaled Tehran's willingness to negotiate, provide sanctions eases. Now, Trump, ever drawn to the optics of a deal, might prefer a photo op with Iranian officials over another prolonged conflict. After all, a high profile agreement could also serve as a kind of crowning foreign policy achievement. Now, the global stage also plays a very pivotal role, with Ukraine and Taiwan already consuming Washington's bandwidth. Opening another front in the Middle East risk overstretching US capacity. China and Russia are closely watching. Any American misstep could be exploited in these regions. And finally, there is the uncertainty of the war. Even if US-Israeli strike successfully disables Iran's nuclear facilities at Natanz, or further, the victory might be short-lived. Iran could simply maybe rebuild or retaliate. Proxies in Lebanon, Iraq, and Yemen could certainly ignite conflicts from multiple directions. US military bases and Israeli cities would likely face missile barrages. Then allies in Europe, the E3, UK, France, Germany, would be alarmed, possibly withdrawing support if a unilateral US decision triggered the instability. Now, what are the odds? As of now, the military posturing appears designed more to deter than to engage, a slow of strength to push Iran back to the negotiating table. Now, certainly a preemptive strike before May seems improbable unless Tehran escalates sharply, say by attacking US troops via proxies or enriching uranium to weapon grade levels, that's 90%. So realistically, the probability of a strike before May sits at 30 to 40%, but if the diplomatic track fails and the GSPO snapback deadline looms towards the end of 2025, those odds could climb to 50 to 60%. So Trump's instincts lean towards negotiation, but if provoked, his desire to project dominance might override this caution. So now if the strike comes up, what are going to be the ripple effects? A US led or supported attacks would likely focus on surgical airstrikes, pinpointing nuclear facilities, certainly avoiding a full scale invasion. Yet the short term fallout could be severe. Iran might retaliate asystematically and asymmetrically, activating Hezbollah, unleashing cyber attacks, or targeting oil infrastructure. Now, across the region, Israel and American troops in the Gulf would certainly be in the crosshairs. Now, in the medium term, the consequences could escalate dramatically. Iran could withdraw from Non-Proliferation Treaty (NPT), expel IAEA inspectors, and pursue nuclear weapons openly. This might provoke a regional arms race with countries like Saudi Arabia seeking their own deterrence. Now, long term, the strike could redraw geopolitical lines. Oil markets might convulse, proxy conflicts could spiral, and depending on the outcome, US influence in the region could either be reinforced if the strike stalls Iran's program or eroded if the backlash spirals into a wider conflict. So, globally, such a move would stretch American bandwidth for sure. In Ukraine, where US support is crucial, and in Taiwan, where deterrence hinges on US commitment, a Middle East war might signal distraction or a weakness. On the domestic front, Trump would face a nation divided. Hawks would applaud the show of force, while anti war voices would certainly decry it as reckless and destabilizing. So now, Trump's current posture resembles a high stakes game of the geopolitical chicken. The military buildup is real. It fits the architecture of a potential war plan. But paradoxically, it may be designed to avoid war. By showcasing American power, Trump may be attempting to intimidate Iran into a compromise without pulling the trigger. Now, Iran, for its own part, knows what the US is capable of, but it also sees Trump's aversion to prolonged conflicts and his, again, global commitments. So the May deadline is real, but it's a pressure tactic, I feel, not a confirmed date of war. If Iran blinks, Trump walks away with a headline grabbing deal. If not, he faces a painful choice: strike and risk the chaos, or a back down, or a risk looking weak. So history certainly suggests that Trump, like many before him, may opt for restraint until, of course, the moment comes when restraint no longer serves his image or maybe agenda. So for now, the world watches and Iran sweats for sure. That's all from our side on this story. Stay tuned with all the global geopolitics with our channel, and thank you so much for all your support and valuable feedback. Stay blessed. Jai Hind and Jai Bharat.